Good evening, curling fans. Welcome on to Curdia. We've got another doubles match for you tonight. One of the last few of the mixed doubles competition. We've had a lot of doubles today. It's been a super Sunday, 3 sessions back to back. But we're really looking forward to this one. Pim is now going to be joining me in the booth as opposed to being on the ice for the first 2 sessions.
Yeah, indeed. I hope I do better in the booth than outside of the ice. I think it's confirmed that it's easier to skip when you're right here at the Curdia booth than out there, because there you actually have to throw the things that you have in mind, whereas here is just a matter of making statements. Oh, I would just draw it.
I would just do that.
Yeah.
And then I would, of course, do that.
Yeah.
Then you don't actually have to do that.
No. But yeah, I think very interesting. A lot of doubles. Most of the double games have been played, and it's still in this mixed double league super close. I think 3 or 4 teams are still in the running to win this league, which makes it extremely exciting. I think we've just updated the standings. They weren't updated in the previous stream, but now they are, and you can see Way Wretches, they just left the building. They are on their way back to The Hague. They're driving up north to the Netherlands. They have the Nationals, the Netherlands Nationals coming up next weekend, but they leave the Belgium Curling League top of the rank, and they are putting all of the pressure on the other teams. Although, John, other teams still have a big chance. VD has to play 2 more games, or 1 more game. Bilenky 1 more game. IDK 2 more games. So I think 4 teams, at least 4 teams here could win.
Yeah, it's really tight. You see that there. Yeah, I mean, and it's in IDK, they've got that extra game in hand. They've only played 6, so they've got 2 more, so they could still walk away with the title, but they have to still play Vedi, which sitting there in second place is not an easy task. So I think, we're coming down to those last few matches. It's still up for grabs. I think the disadvantage for Way Wretchless, they are leading the table at 12 points, but they don't have any more games. They've got a little bit of, I think, a tiebreaker they lose, so
they lost a tiebreaker against IDK, so that's a big one there. They won against VD, won against, they tied against Bilenky, so then it will be LSDs. The LSDs here are not updated, but I don't know how that's going on. I think they are probably not going to win a tiebreaker against Bilenky and LSDs, because Bilenky, they started this morning with the hammer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I think, so Rob even admitted it during the break before this match, or after the last match, that, if it comes down to LSDs, they are in trouble. So, they're going to need some help.
They're going to need some help. But, I mean, they can just sit back, watch, and Jesus take the wheel and hope for the best, basically.
They did what they could. They won. They took 3 points, 3 out of 4 points today. They're sitting top of the table with everything played. So it's out of their hands. And we'll still have a few more matches to broadcast. But tonight we're looking at Bilenky. They're playing against SD Rox. SD Rox struggling a bit this season, although they did beat you this afternoon.
They did,
They played pretty well, so they're not a pushover. They know the ice. They've been out there, but Bilenky's also played. It's anything. Bilenky needs this win to kind of put themselves on the top of the table, and then they need to hope for IDK to stumble somewhere. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, SD Rox, they are pretty low in the table, but I did expect them a bit higher in the table at the start of the season, and as you said, they struggled a bit. They lost their game against Rocky Raccoons. They are slowly picking up, but yeah, a game against Bilenky, that's not an easy one for them. But yeah, on the other hand, they're off the hook. They have no pressure. They feel they can just play their best, and they've played a game a couple of hours ago, so they might have the hang out of it.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to the match tonight. I think that we're going to see some good curling. I think they've adjusted. They sanded the stones. There's definitely plenty of curl. So the last couple of matches we've seen or broadcasts before today, we'd seen the ice be fairly straight. There's definitely a lot of curl in it. There's definitely some movement. It's also fast. So excellent conditions out there.
And yeah, it's a chance for them to just move up 1 spot on the table and take that 7th place here. They can still jump Rocky Raccoon, so they might have that as a goal here. And of course, they are right in the middle of that kind of championship playoff there.
Yeah,
they can influence who is going to become the champion. And we have former teammates playing against each other. So we have Danielle and Caro, both players retired from the Blue Huskies, the Belgian national women's team. So they used to be teammates, now they're not anymore. So I don't know if that could be kind of an interesting former teammate.
Well, there's still some familiarity there. So
yeah, they know at least they know how they throw. They can read each other's stones. They know their weaknesses, their strengths. That can help.
Yep. And I think it's going to come down to a lot of one thing I was talking with Danielle earlier is she felt like Stefan had been struggling a lot this season, but coming back to, today he played really well. They played a really good match, a tough match against Vedi yesterday. They ended up losing a really close match, but she felt like Stefan was finally getting into his regular form. Unfortunately, it's a bit late in the season, but, it's still nice to finish the season on a high note. They can still have some influence on the final standings, and hey, maybe they can move themselves up out of 7th into sixth or let me do this right. 8th into 7th. Let's do that. Let's do the math right. But they can. There's still there's always something to play for. There's always pride to play for. It's like even if you're sitting bottom of the table, come on, you want to try to finish the season on a win. You want to try to finish on a high note. A pair of wins today would be a good way to finish the season for them and cause some chaos near the top of the table.
Yeah, I think that's what you want to express on the ice, kind of showcasing to the other team who wants to become champion. If you want those 2 points, and I know they're important to you, but if you want them, you'll have to come and get them. We're not just going to give them for free. You have to beat us over them. So we're going to be a tough team to beat, and that's what you want to show as of the first end and the first couple of stones here.
Yep. So I see they have finished the LSDs, so now that means it's time for us to make our predictions. And I believe I get to go first because I think I won the last time. So
could be very. I don't really recall, but I think that could have been the case, but it's so long ago, John. So long ago. It feels like a different age.
See, the more you do that, that it's true. I'm right. So I am going to take the obvious choice. I'm going to take Bilenky. I just think they're a really strong team. They did draw against Way Reckless, but that's also a really strong team. Rob Reckless plays in the A division, or is the B division champion with England, and I will be playing in the A division, a chance to get to the Worlds next year. I gotta say, Bilenky is gonna be. They can hold their own with just about anybody. So yeah, that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, and I think as much as I like to counterpick, I think I'll still have to follow that here. I think Bilenky is on paper the stronger team, and they have performed this afternoon or this morning against Weresha, so I think they could be the stronger team here.
All right.
Before we switch to the ice, I think there is still something we promised to our viewers a couple of weeks ago on our last stream. Remember, John?
Oh, right. I forgot to set up the camera.
No. That's not that's not the thing. The thing I've promised is, remember our last stream was before the Belgium Cup doubles.
Yeah.
Then something happens.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the camera. So I was going to put it like.
Oh, you were going to grab it.
I was going to have a camera set up for.
Oh, yeah.
I
think we can just show it to the.
I think we can just. Show our bad boy.
This is it.
Yeah, so we know what we're talking about. We're not just good armchair curlers. We do it out there too.
This is proof. Yeah.
Doubles Cup champions, and still a chance to win the doubles league. So we could go for the double.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, losing this morning was not ideal, but we still have 2 matches left, and
important match against Campina, 1st of May, and we still have things in our own hands, so I think we're still in control. And players have just started, but I think on that note, we can hop to the ice.
Jump out there, yep. And we go to the net one.
Yeah, right. Classic doubles setup with the center guards, the shot stone.
Very good stone here from Caro. Oh, we do have to change the hammer.
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe do some clicking here.
Click those clickers.
Click. We jump back to the beginning so it doesn't screw things up. There we go.
No.
Oh, it didn't fix it. Something wrong. Let's try this. Apply. We do this.
All right, Stefan.
Okay.
Throwing his first stone of the game. And let's turn on the mics and see if they have any estimations on speed. Looks a bit light, this one.
That one's going to over curl. And actually, I got it wrong. It's not Bilenky with the hammer. It is SD Rox. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I screwed things up. So give me just a moment here. We'll fix that.
Kunnen we straks nog altijd gebruiken. Hè. Ik zou gewoon aan de andere kant proberen in een shot bij te leggen. Hè.
All right. It's almost like we've done this before. Fun played, and now we're waiting for Jeroen to play. There we go. We've just like we've done it, just like we draw it up in practice.
I think we had a good excuse. We didn't use all of our prep time because we were watching the World Finals, the men's finals, just an hour ago. Sweden against Canada. Very exciting game.
Yeah, it came down to the last stone. And a really, really tough shot from Nicholas Adine. Gushu forced him to make a tough shot, and he did it. So congratulations to Nick Adine and his team. Their 7th world title.
That's just epic. It's legendary play there for the man with the beard.
And Adamik found a new curling crush. So, who also happens to be Swedish, so I think that's something positive too.
Yeah.
I foresee a lot of future trips to curling events in Sweden for your family. It doesn't work if you put it yourself.
I can see a goat though.
There is a goat there.
He hacked the system. For a minute there, I thought that Tuur was having a match because Gerry was walking around here at Curling Club Zemst, but it was because there was an initiation going on the A sheet.
Danielle's first stone of the evening. This looks a bit tight as well. But the yellow guard is away, so make sure this stays on the outer side to move that yellow out of the way. Good stone there from Danielle to start things off this evening. Does leave a double. I think that's what they're going to look at.
Yeah, I think that was what Karel was proposing. And
no, Jeroen does not want the double.
1-10.
The heaters work fine here at Curling Club Zemst. You can see Bilenky throwing in short sleeve uniforms.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite nice out on the ice. I think I wore my jacket the whole morning, but wasn't too warm. Probably could have taken it off if I felt like showing off the guns, but this one doesn't get quite the rollover that they would have liked. Still sitting open. Still have that shot stone for SD Rox. Oh yeah, so those you notice, YouTube has now has created polls. So we have one up there. Let us know what you guys are going to think, what you think is going to happen. Vote in the poll. How is this match going to end? Is it going to be a Bilenky win, a tie, or will SD Rox pull things off? So
moest te hard gooien, alleen er maar gewoon bij. Van vorig.
Interesting fun fact also. So we have Danielle Caro playing here. They were former Blue Huskies, retired from the team. And on the C sheet, so the sheet left to where they're playing from this angle, we have the new Blue Huskies training for their Euros. They're going to Dumfries, Scotland, play the European Women's C Division Championships. They are ramping up, and it will be the first time experience for some players in the team.
Yeah, it should be exciting for them. Ooh, this seems heavy. Oh, it's gonna just.
Oh no!
That. Ooh, a little bit heavy there.
Dat was toch...
Ja.
Yeah. Were they trying to take out? I think they were trying to take out on the yellow. I think it was maybe it's too far inside. I thought they were playing for a guard at first, but that must have been the takeout.
Waar moeten we liggen? Zelfde hoogte of?
Donna asking, are the ladies from the Dream Factory also present? No, they are not present.
They were here earlier in the week, Don.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that they're still interested. Siska and the other ladies were still out here training with Kim.
Ze weer op. Daar komt hem. Moet veel curlen. Wacht. Weeg dan maar een beetje door, hè. Weeg dan maar achter de tee, hè.
Needs to find that spot
Ja,
behind
weeg
the
dan maar door,
dart.
hè. Laat geen dubbel achter, hè. Allee.
Eigenlijk hier tegen.
We'll definitely hear some spirited conversations between Caro and Jeroen. They are not afraid to hold back their feelings on the ice, but it is strictly professional. They are a couple, happily a couple off the ice, on the ice. Sometimes they butt heads, but I think that's just both of their competitiveness.
Yeah, that also work. I mean, you get information and opinions out there.
Ga jij ijs zetten? Ik ga teken houden, hè? Die ijs. Voor... Ja, zoiets.
I think if they can hit this right one first, they can kick over and then back up. Maybe get a little bit of cover. Not a given, but that's possibly there. When he tells you not to leave the double. Oopsie poopsie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has right, but then again, he's the one who threw it. So is it really, whose fault is it really? This guy.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were going to...
I'm just playing now. It's like... This one should be good. It'll curl over. Should catch the... Will it catch enough to move both? There it goes.
Yes.
That's a very nice one. Good
Ken hem bezig of wilt jij
It's-
gewoon gooien?
stone there from Danielle.
Welke snelheid? Ik weet. Of...
However, semi-open hit for two here. Got to make sure though it's on the nose, or not too far to the right. I guess that's the only place you don't want to miss.
Yeah, the question is, I mean, SD Rox, they have hammers, so can you avoid a situation where you leave a draw for two for SD Rox? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, but you...
I don't think there's any way for SD Rox to score two, no matter what happens here. I think because I was thinking they
Yeah.
had that Bilenky had the hammer.
Clean.
I don't think there's
Yep.
any way for SD Rox to get two, to take two out.
Clean.
That's a very nice one.
L5. Ja, dat is oké. Mocht me naar niks zijn.
They can basically make
Ah,
a good
ja,
draw.
dat is waar,
They
maar
still have quite enough space in the forefoot. I mean, just touching
maar
the
ik had helemaal
forefoot
niet door.
is good enough.
Grappig dat je... Ja.
Oh, sorry. Forgot to switch the mics. Yeah, I was looking at this, and it's like, yeah, they have to be careful not to nose hit, because a nose hit would leave one yellow. So that would be one for Bilenky. There is a possibility of doubling out those yellows, but I don't think you hold the shooter with that angle, so it
Yeah, thing is,
doesn't make it worth going for.
if you nose hit with draw weights, I think Bilenky scores two here. Because if they're going for a draw and you nose hit the yellow one, it will just roll in on the
Yeah,
pin.
yeah, that's
2,95. Ziet er hard uit.
295, a little fast. This is gonna need to sit.
Te hard.
Yep, that's unfortunately gonna go through. So that's gonna be a 2 spot for
Steal of 2 there.
Bilenky. Yep.
It's a very unfortunate overweight draw there. Still had quite a lot of pace. Jeroen didn't even have to make an attempt to sweep it out. Just rolled by. Steal of 2 as we move on to the second end.
Update the scoreboard. Oops, nope, wrong team.
Ervoor of daarachter?
There we go.
Ervoor, hè? Ja, ja, ja. Ja, is goed. Ah, ja.
Alrighty, so Caro's going to be starting things off for Bilenky here in the second as they lead 2-0 after a good steal in the first. Good evening, Bram. Oh, did I forget to switch the camera? I did, of course.
Snelheid is er van zichzelf. Hij kan niks doen, kom.
Compared to this morning, looks a little bit outside, but
Back
a
line,
little heavy. He's trying to get this to curl over, but I think it's just a little bit heavy, so it's going to stay outside. Going to tap off the side of the red there.
330.
A little bit heavy, but I think more outside. You could tell, like with this morning, when everything was crossing the King Slice logo coming in this direction from that side, if it was between the I and the Z, it was generally falling back to the center line. If it's anywhere outside of that, then it was kind of staying outside. So we're going to see if I get this correct. But we also saw some slowdowns around
Lijn doorhouden.
the King
Snelheid
Slice
is
logo
goed,
as
denk ik.
well.
Snelheid is goed, lijn.
That's a good line there, but it looks like it's a bit on the heavy side. You can see it curls back quite well, but it's going to tap off that red shot. So, but it's in a much better position. It's still sitting pretty strong.
$50. Hoeveel curlt het?
So Caro giving an idea of where Jeroen should aim.
50.
Discussion of the speed.
Rustig, rustig. Lijn is oké. Als je weegt voor curl.
Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit on the outside of that curling line, but I still think that with that weight, it's going to come over nicely. Caro just trying to help this one get down. Freeze up against that one. Oh, look at that. That's an absolutely perfect freeze. Does not get much better than that. So if I'm looking at this, if I'm SD Rox, what are you doing? Are you coming over that same side to try to block that off, or are you going to try to come around, try to get onto the pin?
I think they would probably come around on the other side and try to make a good draw.
I think that's what, yeah, I would think they have to do. Danielle doesn't like it from the look on her face.
Breed.
Thinks it's wide. Yeah, sure. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Locking that freeze. This one actually isn't looking too bad. Maybe just a little on the heavy side.
I like that.
No, that's a good one.
Sitting shot there. And a little tap. Kind of nudged yellow off that shot position. So
Probeer je
I
gewoon
like that
eentje
one,
erin te
to be
leggen
honest.
of niet?
However, there is a double there.
Ja, oké.
How much is that back red locked in
Oké.
by the yellow in the back? Nose hit might open that up.
Ja.
Yeah, I think if you hit
Ja.
the red shot
Ik
stone
zou gewoon met een 15
on the
proberen
side, you
te
double them
tekenen.
out, I guess. But
Ja, ik
still
kan
have
praktisch
some
wel.
time to do that.
Liggen we freeze is ook oké, hè? Oh ja, het is dat. Freeze dat is meer dan voldoende. We hebben nog altijd een shot ernaast. Ja. Hij is... Waar komt hem? Omhoog curlen. Omhoog curlen.
This one to curl. Gonna get around the guard knife. I
Man,
think this
man,
is gonna be nice.
Dan! Hij voelde niet zo super snel, hè?
This takes away that double takeout option now, I guess. It maybe overcurled a bit too much for their taste.
Yeah, I think they wanted to get this one like frozen on the red, so that they had more of a chance to tap it away later and still leaving something in place. Lots of stones in the house. Lots of real tight around the button. It's not going to be. Looks like it could be high scoring, but right now I believe it's only one for SD Rox.
Yep.
Blauw-wit. Nu een stuk in blauw, hè. Stuk.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to get in behind that yellow. Not quite sure what their plan of attack is on this one. Oh, this one's going to overcurl. That's going to tap the guard.
Ah.
Oh, opens that up.
Yeah.
That's not what they wanted yet.
Now we have a new view here on the house, so this changes things, and their redstones are suddenly totally exposed. It's easy for Bilenky just run back the
Ja, ik
yellow
denk
one.
niet dat we met een takeout moeten doen. Ik denk dat we gewoon een klein tikje moeten geven.
You're not wanting to go with that takeout too soon.
Of niet? Hey. Krijgen ze allemaal weg? Ik denk dat we gewoon meer schade doen met een takeout dan... Hey. Als we nu een tikje geven, dan hebben we zelf backing, hè? Niet? Ik denk
Yeah, I
dat
think
we
tapping it
onze
back
links
might
zullen beschermen langs de
move red
binnenkant.
too much to the side, and then you could lose the backing. Then again, your yellow stones are sitting on the T-line and in front of the T-line. That's a pretty good situation. So a small tap, I think I like that choice.
Yeah. They have the lead. They're sitting in a strong position. They don't need to
10.
do much yet.
Whoa, whoa. Yep, yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, yep, yep. Hard.
There it goes. It taps rid of the red. Jeroen doesn't seem to be too pleased about it, but I guess there is a possibility for a double there.
Wat?
And sometimes it's hard to know what their call is. We had it this morning. They just discuss among themselves, and then they make a decision, and then they they leave the house and go to the hack, but you're not sure what they decided on.
I mean, if we look at it here, tap this one back, get rid of those two, but then you still sit a yellow, so I think they're going to sit a guard up there.
Yeah, although they're not sitting shots. They have hammer, so they want to kind of keep options open to make something out of this end.
Don't think they're playing a guard here. This seems a little bit heavy. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's gonna curl.
Not what they want, of course. Now yellow is sitting 2.
Ja, ik denk het.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And that yellow on the bottom
ze
edge
niet
of the
veel hebben.
forefoot there was.
Ja, wel ja, die kunnen ze hierin spelen voor 2. Dus ik denk of hier leggen.
Yeah, there is that run with the red.
Ja, dat kan.
What Euro was talking about. Come in here, and then that could split
Je kunt
these two
proberen hier te
yellows
leggen.
off.
Geef je een tikje tegen, dan is het shot ook moeilijker.
So I think they're
Want
going to try to
dan,
get rid of that.
um,
Kind of draw in here. Kind
Kom
of
die hier
block
door,
things
geef hier een
off.
tikje tegen, dat is waarschijnlijk geen ramp. Dus ik denk een draw, geef hier een tikje. Dat is waarschijnlijk... Als je gewoon draw snelheid gooit, kun je denk ik niet veel misdoen. Hey, je mag het ook afdekken als je wilt, maar...
Yeah, you're in saying that, with the draw, you play a draw weight, you can't do much rock. Like, you can't make things worse, I think. And that's probably the best way to look at it, is like, how do we prevent something big or them getting something... Although I think right now, the best...
Yeah, I think just drawing in there, I think that's probably what
Denk dat
SD
je-
Rox is looking at, to do with their last stone, kind of
Voor
draw
daar te
in there,
komen,
try
hier
to
mag
find
niet.
that
Misschien voor u dat je dit mag doen.
spot close to the pin.
Ik denk, zij een tikje kort, dat is geen ramp. Zij een tikje hard, dat is ook geen ramp. Ja, dat kan normaal wel oké
Jeroen
zijn.
being very generous with the tolerance there. If you're a bit short, no disaster. If you're a bit hard, no disaster.
Honestly, I think the other way it could be a disaster is if they somehow remove both of their yellows
Snelheid
that
is
are in scoring
van zijn
position.
eigen.
Which I don't think they could do without at least leaving one stone and moving the red back. So I think he's right. There is very little they can do wrong here.
Right?
Well, it does take away one of the yellows. It's but it's not a total disaster. But
Je
now
moet
that
hier
there's
Is there a way with
Maar als
very
die deze raakt,
heavy
is
stone
die
coming
weggeschat.
in between all of the stones,
Niks
tapping
doen,
yellow to
gewoon.
the side and kind of sit there? 'Cause it will just
if
Ja,
if
you
they
know what I
zie je
mean?
het,
If
hè?
you had
Als je
throw a
dat
hard
doet, dan
one,
komt die erop,
kind
dan
of-
is die weg.
you're
En dan
talking
hebben we
come through here,
Yeah.
vijf of zo tegen.
and that's a possibility.
Yeah.
We should be using red.
because if you come in here with a heavy stone, the shooter will stay. It's kind of but then the 2 yellow stones that are sitting shot and third shot, they will move to the side and you can score 2.
I think if they can get
You know what
through
I mean?
here, hit this one first, where this moves out that way.
Yeah.
If it doesn't touch this red on the back, that's great. And then the shooter probably sits
Ja,
somewhere in
goed,
here.
maar-
Yeah,
They also have this option here of running this one back
in there.
and then moving these 2 away.
But for both options, they would need a bit of a wait. I think Stefan, he chose to throw the stone away and then allow Bilenky to just steal one here.
You see a rocket, Brom. I see a rocket. They opted to not rocket.
It's SD Rox, not SD Rocket.
Oh, whoops, did I mess things up? I think I did. back.
So 2 consecutive steals here for Bilenky.
There we go. So yeah, Bilenky opening up with consecutive steals, taking a 3-0 lead as we head here into the third end. SD Rox playing maybe a little bit conservative. I think at some point they kind of have to just say, hey, it's our last match of the season. We're sitting in 7th place, 8th place. Take a risk. But I also don't think they wanted to lose this match. They're trying to play.
Yeah, you're trying to play it as close as possible. Kind of make sure that you make it exciting all the way to the last end. You don't want to be too greedy or try something super risky, than taking a 4 house or a 5 house in the early stages of the game, and then then again they are down 3 points, so they will need to start to make some points here.
Yeah, this one comes up a bit light. There's still a gap there to draw, but obviously SD Rox going to come around the right side.
Van voor in thuis is ook goed, hè, Stefan? Van voor in thuis is ook goed, hè?
As they're already sitting shot, just get it into the top of the house is also a good spot. Sometimes you have to be careful about saying that. It causes somebody to, people to kind of pull off their shot a little bit, be a little bit light. Yeah, Danielle immediately going for the sweep. Stefan joining in there, but I think this is going to get around that guard, and that's going to get into the house. Oh, that's going to be a very
Excellent
nice
stone. Excellent stone. And I wanted to say in front of the T line, but it's on the pin, and I think that's also a pretty nice one.
Yep, I like that one a lot.
So putting on a little bit of pressure here, and they have hammer, so they have an option to score 3rd points. But that's really kind of talking before our turns. It's
yeah, you gotta wait till we get down to those last stones before, because anything can happen as soon as the hits are available. I can see Jeroen and Caro just saying, let's clear some things out, let's open it up and get at it.
Not heel recht. Curl.
Trying to curl this one between the 2 yellows. It's going to go nicely. And freeze there on top, or tap there on top of it.
Yeah.
Pushes the red one back behind the T line, so now they've got an opportunity to tap one through.
Yeah, this is
back in a shot.
pretty nice. If they can follow up with a second yellow stone, they can set shots. Danielle is already saying, well, probably not going to win here, so let's just go for the other option. I think it's a bit too early to already announce to yourselves we cannot win this game.
Yeah.
They were sitting in a hammer end 1 stone ago, so
now when you play a team like Bilenky, you have to be you can't take stones off. You have to try to, because they're going to be focused the entire match as well. They're going to make some mistakes, but it's, can you take advantage of them? Can you force them into more difficult stones?
yeah, you don't really want to kind of play for that that scoreboard where you don't lose big, because it looks nicer on the scoreboard, but in the end it's just winning or losing basically.
Yeah. Gonna cruise around.
Ooh, it's good work.
The guard, that's gonna look nice. Tap that yellow
Yeah,
one.
the yellow one
off. There we go.
Wow,
That's a great stone there.
And I think it's hard to tell, but they might be setting 3 here. I don't think so, but
It's 2 for sure, but that yellow is not going to get any better. So
no, definitely. And that yellow was sitting extremely strong for Bilenky. All they needed to do was kind of tap it back a little bit, but that option is off the table now. They can still do the same rush like I did before here.
Wat gaan zij doen? Ze krijgen ons niet weg, hè?
yeah, you're in saying that if they can get that same one in. freeze up
Maar
against
doe
those
maar
ones
langs
in
de
the
ene
back.
kant en draw gewoon.
Nothing they can really do. And I think because those two reds are sitting so pinned in next to each other, if we look at the house there, you see that yellow coming in is going to be basically frozen against whatever red
Ja.
sits.
Dan
So
ging het gewoon iets trager ook. Toch?
Ja, maar ik snap het wel. Ik denk net niet in 9 geweest.
Ja.
9 is net 10.
Ja.
oh, but they're not opting for the same stone they threw before.
No,
Okay,
it's-
for the other side, I think maybe because Bilenky could kind of tap in the red one, which taps back the red one and takes the yellow one out. Maybe that's something they want to kind of rule out. But yeah, let's first see if they can make this draw. So
10. Yep. Oh. Yep. Snel is oké. Hardlijn. Blijven gaan.
Just need to make sure it gets around this guard. That's going to get around there nicely.
Whoa, whoa.
Taps that one off.
and
Ooh, I think it's still red, but
I
that
think
is
it's still
very
red.
close.
and yellow just needs one nudge and it's
Denk het niet.
and
But yeah, that yellow one's sitting at a spot. Jeroen has already thrown a stone up that left side to get on that same spot. That's all he has to do again.
yeah.
A little bit of a tap. So now Daniela's going to have to throw something at her to guard it. She's got to make sure it's not too heavy because she doesn't want to tap that back on her own by her, for her, yeah, with her own stone. So
Wat moet ik doen? Hetzelfde? Maar dan is er kans. Ah, dan is er
Nacho,
Hi Nacho.
good
Good-
morning to you. Good evening to us.
Yeah, we already had our evening dinner here in Belgium. Fries. What did you expect? Fries on a Sunday evening. That's a tradition in a lot of Belgian families. Yeah. So they are not closing the gap on the other side. Deciding to draw one in here.
Now, if it does curl over enough, that's going to get around the guard if it can catch that yellow again. But unfortunately, it's just going to clip it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Ja, ik wist. Maar
Oh, and now that puts
Big
yellow, I
shot.
believe, in shot.
Yeah. Yellow is sitting shots. They can use that extra nudge.
Fries on Sunday, that's on Friday.
Oh yeah, there are two camps in Belgium. Some people have fries Sunday evening, some have it on Friday evening. It's like water and fire. It's
Ik weet niet dat
day
ze...
and night.
But
Stel,
Some people do both, but
Stel,
Don
ze spelen
misspelled
hierop.
Friday.
oh
Wat
yeah,
kan er gebeuren? Je kunt hier op
fries
vallen.
day.
Deze ga ik hooguit een klein beetje bewegen.
Well, no.
Die gaat de stand
be-
verliezen hier.
Here, I'll type
Wordt
in
hij
the
zo
chat
gaan?
if I can find my keyboard.
Zij
There we
rollen
go.
weg. Dus dan is dat een shot voor één.
Friday.
Ik denk, als ze hier een klein beetje kunnen tikken, dan kunnen ze nog twee.
Haha.
Ik weet...
The pun of puns.
I
als ze
laugh
hier
at
ligt, dan is die waarschijnlijk
myself.
vrij oké, hè. Ja, maar je zit er met twee... Ja, het kan. Ja, op zich. Nee, ça va, we zullen zo
Hey,
proberen.
Nacho, last time we saw you, it was your birthday. Did you do anything special? A tour, I was on fire. I was too bad the morning we forgot to unmute the microphones because I was on fire while I was playing. Dad jokes, puns, witty commentary, good banter.
Straks als ze iets
And of course, nobody heard a word of it because I forgot to unmute the masters.
Rustig aan, moeten curlen, moeten curlen. Kijk, wow, wow. Rustig. De kaart is geen ramp, we willen niet tikken. Rustig. Je moet curlen, je moet curlen.
I don't think this is going to get around. Even if it does, it's not going to have the weight. Just a little bit of a kiss is going to kiss that up, but it does close off that path.
Dat was oké, we willen niet te diep op.
I think
is
that's
it?
a decent stone, no matter what your rune says.
Yeah.
Oh, exams soon.
Oof, that's tough.
I don't miss those days. But I'm sort of reliving them because my kids have exams soon.
Oh, yeah.
So
The time in a person's life where you feel guilty just by watching television in the evening because you're supposed to stop enjoying yourself after a hard day's work and continue working hard.
I don't have to take all the blame. Pim could have reminded me. This is true. Tura, you're a very smart man. You're a very wise individual. Pim should have recognized that it. But Pim also doesn't recognize that he needs to do the scoreboard sometimes too when we're out on the ice. So
Oh yeah.
the updates always happen like after I've thrown my first stone.
Yeah, but that was also because we were stealing, so we always had to throw the first stone, and job number 1 was putting that stone on the pin, of course.
Danielle throwing the same stone for a third time could get this over to the left side of that yellow and
Well, look at
does
that.
and moves it.
Is-
It's
What happened now? What happened now?
There's a bit.
Everyone looking at it.
They're touched, they're jammed, but that was a fantastic
Really
stone.
good.
from
That was a
Danielle.
great
Like,
one.
3 times in a row, she had to throw the
could
same
not be
shot,
a
and
big
she
speler.
did. That consistency is really hard. And they're left at a spot where
Risico.
they can tap something in and
They can
and
tap
score.
that red one in there. The red one that has no friends there in the forefoot can be tapped in against against
niet
anything
nemen, hè,
basically.
However, it is sitting open, and I think that's what they're looking at is can
Yeah,
we
okay,
get
that
rid of
kan.
it?
They need to get rid of it. I think.
Or even just guarding it?
Yeah, they need to make sure that
Nee, dat je kunt maken
the
en
red
twee
stone
shots
sitting in the
tegen
front forefoot
Ah.
is going to stick there.
hem. 60.
Where's that bell from?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, do we have Swiss people here?
I know. What bell? I've never heard that bell before.
No. Probably Dirk reshuffling the beer bottles. It could be an explanation for the bell mystery.
Tikje bij, tikje bij, tikje bij.
No, somebody tapped on the blades or the weights from the snow machine,
Oh, yeah.
I believe.
So no tournee general here at Current Club Zemst.
No.
So far.
This one coming in. It's going to look nice. I think it's going to block this up. Nacho,
Dat is niet goed, hè,
did you
Karel.
just become our first
Ik ben helemaal
member?
overcurled. Een teken
Our
kon er
first
niks mee
supporter?
doen, hè.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nacho.
Nu kun je gewoon een
You
draw
are now officially a friend of the
Moet-
stream, supporter. We like that a lot.
And we only have a couple of emotes now. You see them, the house. We are going to get some more in there. Those were just
Yes.
the first couple that I came up with. We kind of soft launched this. We didn't really announce it, but we just kind of we got made partner. We were made eligible for memberships to the channel, so we have just started those up. And thank you so much for being our first one. Appreciate it. If I recall right, you were also our first super chat, and now you are our first supporter, the supporter members.
Yes. Not just saying I hope to help. Well, this definitely helps.
There are emotes now, Tur,
Yep.
and I'm gonna add a goat. I'm gonna add the goat emote,
The real Curdia goats. You can
but we have to figure out what the Curdia goat is gonna look like. I have an idea, but Pim and I need to have some discussions.
Art?
Alright, Stefan with the last stone. You've got to try to tap that red one over.
will that work? Can they get around the yellow enough to get that tap? I really
It's gotta
doubt it, to be
super
honest.
tight. If it's is going to get by, I think they needed a sweep.
Was worth a try, and now, well, they need to measure. It's one yellow, confirmed by the players, and again a seal.
Very exciting end on that one.
Oh, and Tur also became a supporter. Thank you.
Thank you, Tur.
Thank you very much, Tur. Awesome.
guys have been very kind, showing your support and watching this, and now financially supporting us, so you get the emotes.
Yes. We're going to have some Curdia customized emotes coming up, so you can spam all of that stuff.
So the X is for when you hear me say something wrong. And we're going to get a goat in there for tour. We're going to try to figure out some more. Oh, we've got more spots. We're going to figure out what they are. We need some, there are some, I think, standard ones you guys are using now. But yeah, we're going to try to get some more emotes in there. Some more special things for you guys. All right. As we start things off here in end number 4. Bilenky with the 4-0 lead. 3 straight steals to open, but that last end, man, that could have gone either way. It came down to the last one. Caro putting up such a good guard at the layers to take away that last opportunity. For SD Rox, this one needs to curl over. I feel like it's a little bit on the wide side.
Yeah.
You're trying to scratch this one over. It's just going to catch the side of the red and spill out.
34.
Oops, I had the wrong skips muted. Yeah, not only do you get the emote, but you also get the Curdia logo next to your name.
Yep.
And we might, right now it's just the standard pink, but maybe we do some for each month. We have to, Pim and I really need to discuss the visuals going forward here.
Yeah, but you have the premium Curdia badge aside to your name. That's something everybody wants, of course. You can't imagine somebody not wanting that super exclusive, rare, legendary Curdia badge.
Ja, die gele mag er niet uit.
Does it give you extra power? No. We still have to think of like some perks. We can still change it. Like right now, it's the emotes. There's some other things. Shout outs, you know, we're gonna start putting the names in the ending credits. I have to program that, but we're gonna try to figure out some more things for it. I was kind of thinking that maybe making the shorts and all the highlight films be members only until you guys get to see them as soon as they're published, instead of waiting till the scheduled publish date, things like that, so you get them ahead of time. It will very likely give you a discount, a free beer on Friday. Maybe. It will definitely give you discounts on the merch store we're going to be opening up soon.
Yeah, and if you have like ideas how we can bring nice stuff to the community out there, we are happy to hear. The stone is a bit heavy. Comes in on the shot position, but yeah, it's behind T line, so that makes it possible for Danielle to follow up.
Nacho needs a John and Pim emote. The two of us together? Pim is frantically trying to get me to mute him so he can cough, and I'm like, which skip do you want me to mute?
Yeah.
Like, no, me, you idiot. I need to get him his own mute button. That's definitely on the plate as well. He needs to be able to that. So, Nacho, when you say a John and Pim emote, do you want an emote of me and an emote of Pim?
Oh,
or
yeah.
do you want us both together?
Just a John emote and a Pim emote, and if you want us both together, then you can just use the two
Next
emotes.
to each other, yeah. But we do have that picture of us from our very first game together. That would also be a decent emote.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably have to trim some things down, but... Oh, this one is wide. Stefan's sweeping it just to make sure it doesn't do any damage. Or not. No, and I had the wrong skips.
You don't have to tell it every time you're doing something, or otherwise people will just think you're a random old dude pressing buttons randomly.
But I am. That kind of sums up my experience here.
Door gaat ze wel vroeg gedaan hebben.
on the. There we go. And we
Alle
got the
tikjes
scoreboard.
achter. Nee, is beter.
Ooh, I see
is heel goed.
somebody didn't pick Bilenky to win in the poll. They
Yeah.
dropped to
Come on,
80%.
Come on, Curdia.
And the poll on our Instagram was also pretty interesting. Last time I checked, it was about 60-40.
Mm-hmm.
So people believe in SD Rox.
Okay.
Unfortunately, SD Rox, they don't tend to believe in themselves. Because Daniel was saying, I don't expect us to win this game, but they should. They have fans out there. Don't want to disappoint your fans.
He could either be angry, ecstatic. We don't know. We don't know what Jeroen is thinking at the moment.
He has the perfect poker face.
He's probably upset because it's 2 centimeters too far to the inside or something.
I think we can have one emoji for Jeroen, a happy emoji, an angry emoji. The whole set can basically translate it to just one emoji.
Just that one picture.
Yeah. Mildly self-aware Jeroen.
Needs to get around it. I think it's going to catch that
I
guard.
think so too. It does. Beep.
So leaves an opportunity here. Can they draw that in behind the yellow? I don't think they can draw it in behind, but I think they can get it over the top.
Even just
Of
blocking
rood
the drop
wegspelen
up.
kan ook.
Take away reds.
Denk rood wegspelen op de guard. Eén van de twee. Denk gewoon 10.
Yeah, they do have that option. If it's a bit outside, it can take away
ja,
that
is
guard,
goed.
make things a little bit easier.
Ja, we moeten opzij rollen.
Yeah, they don't want to really nose hit because that still leaves a potential backing stone for a draw. So if they can take out red, then lose a shooter, that would be the preferred option here.
Get this to curl just a little bit. Gets it by the guard. Just gets it by the guard.
That works.
It's going to lose the shooter, but it's going to leave them 3 in the house.
Yeah, leaves them 3 in the house and makes it harder for SD Rox to draw here. I think they can try and take out that yellow stone in front of the house and maybe with some weight catch a second one and make it easier for them to draw with their last stone. And remember, they have hammer, so as long as you have an option with your last stone, you could be fine.
I think if we're looking at like this, yeah, if they can take something, run this back
Zal die zo doen?
just off the nose. This comes here, that goes there, the shooter goes off. That's a possibility. However, you're going to need some weight behind that.
Yeah. Now, Bilenky is sitting 3 in the house, so, I mean, if it draws super hard and your draw doesn't curl enough, then Bilenky is just going to take it out again.
Oh, she psyched me out. I put it in play.
What subject are you studying, Nacho?
And study hard.
Yeah.
Focus. Oh, this is going to be just a bit wide. And, oh, that just sails on through. That was always the risk.
Zo gewoon hier, ja. Ik denk het makkelijkste is om zo te komen. Zo, ja.
Yeah, a good position here
Ik denk je moet, je mag het gat laten ook, hè.
would be something like, yeah, just right there, just biting.
That's the perfect position. That's definitely the most perfect
Of dan
position.
onze een tikje geven.
Blocks things up.
Makes the draw hard, plugs things up. You get a 4th stone in the house.
Dat is zo'n nodig risico, denk ik. Met de score.
Ooh, law.
Studying law. That's those are huge studies. We have
Je wilt hier liggen.
Ashley Way from Way
En zo
Rachel.
zie
She
je de half met
practices
de
law.
rode,
She
denk
has
ik dat dat voldoende is om een draw af te
her
pakken.
law firm, or she works in a law firm because
Snap je?
it's
Want als je er zo
stated
tussen wilt,
on the team jacket.
hey, je
It
moet
states
curlen, hè, dus je kunt niet...
Way Law as a
denk-
sponsor of the team.
Ja.
Hey, dit is oké en dit is waarschijnlijk ook nog oké. Zo, dit. Nee? En waar miet jij voor dit? Ja, goed. Ik denk voor u mag je 3,50 waarschijnlijk.
Nacho, get back to the
Of drie-
books.
360
Glad you have us on in the
normaal
background, and thank you again for becoming our very first supporter here on YouTube. I almost said Yahoo.
Yeah, Yahoo. That's ancient internet history.
I was there.
Zet is er. Ik kan gewoon uit de stilvallen erover, hè. Moet ik een tikje geven of niet?
This one's gonna overcrow. It's gonna tap a little bit, but it still leaves.
It doesn't have the weight to tap in the guard position, and there is
But
still a
it's-
draw here. There
there's
is still a draw, so the guard.
There's a draw, but not to the button. To be honest, and that's
Yeah.
where they need to get. So
Well, it just needs to be
Let's do
better
a
than the shotstone, right? If it's
Hij is terug uit bevroren.
but if they come up the middle, there's no way. I believe it catches that yellow guard.
yeah, maybe.
So maybe this they're gonna try to run back and damage control.
Hoe steekt hij die weg?
And if they hit it right, like I shot like I showed earlier, they could end up getting a triple this out. So, oops. And I forgot to mute the skips. But there's a triple possibility. And the shooter would stay in the house, but this is tough. But you might as well go for it. They have nothing to lose. Maybe they get rid of a couple. Only give up one instead of 3. Gonna get around the guard.
This might work. This might work.
Get out of the way, Stefan.
Just
Oh,
wow, yeah, but that was such a great attempt.
Good effort there from Stefan.
Excellent
So-
stone there.
Another steal of 1 for Bilenky. That's going to take us into the 5th end with Bilenky leading 5-0. But good effort there from Stefan. I think if it was just a little bit, I think if he had caught it just on the other edge of the nose,
Or
then he hit
harder.
that triple,
Yeah, or even
harder.
even
Yeah, it
harder.
would have had to been a much harder from that angle. But yeah, good attempt there.
Yep.
Still no power play to be seen.
No. 5-0.
$3,40 dan. Tikje snel.
Starting things off here.
Een tikje snel, we geven een tikje.
Feels like it's a little bit heavy. It's according to your room, but got to get this around the guard first. I think that's going to be fine. Oh, plenty of space there. Just need to make sure it doesn't tap that red one too far. Daniel going to try to sweep this one out of the house. Does not get it, so
Dat was 3,30.
It's yeah.
that's a
It
good.
takes
that's
away
good
that
stuff.
shotstone from Red, so they cannot follow up and kind of build up a second and a third. I think that works. It's not textbook, but it definitely takes away options for SD Rox to score a couple of points here.
Yeah, and it keeps that shooter.
Aan de andere kant pakken als je te
It's
hard gooit.
it's there. There's backing, but it's behind the tee line enough, so it's not really super useful.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think SD Rox is really going to go say, "Hey,
Kies zelfs
let's."
wat je het beste
Well, they
doet.
can't get rid of it yet.
Ja, oké.
Stefan opting to go the opposite, so draw the opposite way.
Hard genoeg zijn, hè.
Daniel likes the weight. But I think this one, oh, they should have swept that one. It's going to be on the guard.
Yeah, they didn't swap because they thought that was too hard. So
Ja.
Yeah, Danielle didn't want to risk
afdekken.
tapping it through, but
Ja, we mogen nog geen tekens doen, hè.
now they can guard it up. I mean, okay, it's behind the tee, but if you can start defending it.
Wat, hè? Ja, oké. Dat kan, ja. Ik denk gewoon niet te guard. En dan wegspelen en dan... Hey. Ik denk de force is oké, hè. We zullen zien. Dat je een guard, maar je zei het is goed, dan gaan we voor de force. Liggen wij goed, dan gaan we voor de steal. Oké. Uw guard daar straks, die had ik vroeg om bij te geven. Die was 71. Kom ik ook zo?
just discussing the weights here
Ja. Oké.
and options here. They're trying to probably guard this over.
Ja.
Guard over this yellow. Rune's first
that-
go to the fifth ends.
Oh, gewoon uit de stil. Waar komt hem? Wow. Hij moet 3 zijn, hè? Hij moet 3
Don't want
zijn,
this
hè?
too deep. They want to
Voor
get
lijn,
this one
altijd
just in
voor
front of
lijn,
the
altijd
highs.
voor lijn.
Decent guards.
Yeah, I thought I think they thought that was deeper than it was going to be, or a little bit afraid. Jeroen wanted the line, but then Carol thought it was going to be deep, so they're a little afraid to sweep. But I think that comes out okay. Now
Yeah.
they wanted that a little bit deeper, a little bit closer to the house.
Ja.
So because there is the curl, they can still kind of get to it. There's enough space to get around that guard and move that yellow out of the way. And potentially even roll over top of the red and kind of leave things with backing. So see how they set up here. Hard to say if that was just Danielle picking her hand up or indicating that it was inside. I think it's a little bit inside. That's going to get onto the yellow.
Yeah, taps on the guard.
Stefan trying to hold it a little bit out there so it splits more.
Ja, dat was...
Danielle not very happy with that stone. Definitely wanted that one to be a little bit heavier. I think it was inside. I think that was off her
No,
hand,
doen we
came
niet
out
komen.
inside.
Huh? We kunnen ook die achterste wegspelen, maar nee, we kunnen...
Now I think Bilenky, they can try and
The
draw
guard's gone,
behind the red guard. Space is still open.
Zo,
They can
zo
also
al in moeten gaan.
take out the redstone and just kind of start to
Ja,
play the
gewoon beter
scoreboard.
als de rode, hè. Bijtend. Rustig aan. Rustig aan. Voor Keul als je veegt. Waar? Oh, voor lijn dan als hem 3 is. Voor lijn dan als hem 3 is. Voor lijn als hem 3 is. Als hem niet 3 is, blijven
Dus-
doorwegen.
Over curls, and this is
Ja,
leaving a
ben je er
little
dan
bit of a
in,
hit and
Karel?
roll here.
I'm not quite sure. I understand what Jeroen was saying. If it's a 3, keep sweeping. If it's not, let it
Ja, ik ga niet te
go.
hard
Or
gooien, hè.
what he was actually telling Caro there.
Want dan...
Yeah, it needs to. They were trying to draw it in, so he was saying if you sweep, sweep for curl because it needs to find that curl to get behind a red one. Unless it's a tree, if it's not getting in the house, if you know it's way too small, then line becomes important and see if you can make it into a kind of a guard for your own stone.
Yeah.
But either way, it was kind of a stone that was none of both. It was kind of one of those in-between stones that I don't know with sweeping you could.
Yeah, I don't think you could have really fixed that. You see the discussion. Fiery competitors, Jeroen and Caro. One looks pretty good. Should have the...
Feels outside.
It
Feels outside.
Yep. And the risk... Oh, yeah. It's...
It's
but
in the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
it stays in and it's covered. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
works.
very good miss.
Yeah, I mean, that was the kind of plan B. You don't want to kind of just nose hit and sit there in the open and leave a hit and roll take
Nee,
out.
no zit.
Nose hit here would leave Bilenky shot. However, way behind the T line, but it does take that other red one out of count. So
Yeah, they have a shot stone and takes away a potential point for SD Rox. That works as well.
ooh, this one might catch the red. Is he going to get that around? Oh, he gets it around.
If it's not a nose hit, it will have a little bit of a roll, but as long as its shot is good.
Honestly, I like that one.
Yeah, and now
think
it's
that's-
even buried behind the center guards there, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think SC Rox could get to it if they want to, but I think, yeah, playing for a draw behind these guards, if it's
eventueel
deep,
tegen die
they've got
negeren,
backing.
hè.
Maybe they could use as a freeze up against it and
Mhm.
kind of sit in a strong position.
Yeah, even if it just taps yellow a bit, then they could set 2.
I think there is a bit of a disagreement on what should have happened, what they wanted it to do, what they ended up doing.
And Danielle draw a stone to the pin. Can they score some points on their hammer?
Fifth end in a row with the hammer. Still no points, but they've played some good shots, just unfortunately not good enough. This one looks all right, but it's going to be a little bit behind. It's going to be behind the T line.
Sweep to find that little tap against yellow would be nice for them.
Nice little freeze.
Yeah, freeze is also good.
That's all right. But
I don't know how much the difference is between
gewoon in
yellow
twee
stone
geven.
and the red one.
Kun je ook dit doen gewoon, hè?
well, let's take a look from over top.
Jij kiest.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
room
what
to
do
get
you
rid
go?
of it if they want to.
Yeah, yeah.
But honestly, with the five stone lead, you don't really care about getting rid of it. You
No,
can
no.
just throw something over the top, take away those other ones of any possibility of scoring. A big house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a matter of kind of looking, is there a way to just draw one in? Just kind of on the same line.
Deze kant dan? Of? Ik denk
And
40.
just force SD Rox maybe to just score 1.
Wat dan? Het curlt daar wel een beetje, maar voor u gaat middenwit normaal wel oké zijn, ja. Ik denk dat je zeker er half achter wilt liggen. Het staat is er.
Just cleaning this one. Don't know if that will have the curl out there. There it starts to go, but quite late.
It's a bit short.
Let me get this into biting. The
Oh
just
no.
comes up
Oh no.
a little bit short.
Imagine if that was just swept deeper onto a shot position, because now it's basically a draw for 2
Is
here.
dat nu? Ah, ik dacht dat ik niet één had.
Yeah, it is just a draw for 2.
Yeah.
Ja, maar dan kunnen we wel, dan moeten eigenlijk bijna hier komen.
Nee.
Moet eigenlijk, of hier.
Red is sitting
Want
shot,
als je
right?
hier legt,
No, I'm not crazy.
Reddish shot, yeah.
So now they draw for 2.
I'm not sure Danielle realizes it's the last stone.
dat is de laatste. Ja,
Yep.
Yeah.
gewoon in de
It's like,
Like Stefan, like just draw for 2, put it here, we
Yeah.
score 2.
yeah. I mean, we've all been guilty of that. It's
Yeah.
losing track of the stones.
yeah. And in our game this morning, I had that kind of mix-up in my head where I was starting to clean stones from the house. Like,
It's like,
Yeah.
there's still 2 more stones to play, sir.
yeah, I tapped the yellow stone. I said 1 yellow, and Dirk was like, "Huh? Yeah, sure," but he was like confused.
Yeah, I asked. Well, when I was going back to throw the stone, I asked on the mic, Annemiek, is Pim always so quick to clean up at house at home as well? But since the mics were muted, she never heard it.
Niet tegen die gele, hè. Oh,
This is
laat hem
tight.
stilvallen tegen onze rode. Laat hem stilvallen tegen onze rode.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was a
Oh,
little bit
no.
tight. It should have gone a little
Oh
bit outside.
no! And is it going to tap in yellow? Is it going to tap in yellow? It.
Oh, no!
The absolute worst case. They had a draw for 2, and
End up giving up a steal of 1. Unfortunate there.
yeah, I think that was such an unfortunate mistake. Otherwise, like 5-2, it's still not lost. You still have 3 more ends, maybe with a power play. Who knows? But this is the stuff you don't want to rewatch afterwards.
No, and we've been there and done that, and making things where you've got an easy shot.
Yeah.
And we had it this morning. We had a chance for a 4 or 5 house, and ended up only taking 1, even though we were sitting 2 to start.
Yeah.
And so
It's one of those stones where you're doubting, should I not sweep and hope it dies, or should I sweep in order for it not to find that nose hit? If the angle is just wide enough, you can just split them, but it will not roll into the house on a shot position. Yeah.
Caro starting things off here in the 6th. As Bilenky leads at 6-0 over SD Rox. I think the scoreline isn't as indicative as how tight this match has been.
No.
I felt like Bilenky had good control in the first 2 ends, but the last 3, SD Rox has been in it and just haven't been able to convert. This one going to come up into the 4-foot, but
That's a decent stone to open. You can tap it better. It's in front of the D line. Okay, it's not perfect, but if you're SD Rox, you're kind of forced to play the other side right now.
did that get to the shot position?
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's close.
It's very close to tell.
But obviously, the yellow one has the advantage as it's above the T line. That can always be promoted, whereas the red can never get better.
I think it is. I should rewatch the overhead, but then again, it's very close to Dell. But my gut feeling tells it's sitting in a shot position.
I think so too. Because the camera is a little bit behind the T line, so it will make that yellow look a little bit further away. Ooh, squeezes this one around.
Oh, look at that!
And
Look at that!
squeezes it by that, and what
Yeah.
an opening stone there from Stefan.
Yeah, very good stone, Stefan. And no need to double check. We now know for sure who was sitting shots. It's the red stone.
Oh, Annemiek's selling you out. She's like, you never clean. She's surprised you even know what cleaning the house means. Wow, just
Shots have been fired here.
there's been I'd like to report a murder.
Yeah.
Is oké.
I think I'll have a couple of beers in the canteen tonight. I don't need to rush home
Enkel lengte.
to find
is
my
oké.
my
Enkel
cozy
lengte.
little couch with my beautiful and lovely and loyal
Kijk.
wife,
Yeah.
because she won't be there.
Yeah, you're gonna find all of your clothes out on the driveway. The doors have suddenly got a new lock on them. Good stone there from Jeroen, putting some taking away some of these draws.
Dat je die aan de zijkant raakt. Opengooien, ja, dat gaan we doen.
Okay, I heard take out. They're gonna try to get onto the inside part of the nose, get rid of that
Yeah.
one of those yellows, possibly both if they hit this right. They could move some things, but I think really just get rid of one of it to take away any kind of run back or take out opportunities. You don't often see people fall backwards on the slide, but I've seen it a couple times tonight,
Ja, probeer
just on the
het.
side of the side sheets there.
Ik kan pakken.
Oh, Andres is here giving the initiation. I thought Dirk was here. Oh, but Dirk is here coaching the women's team. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be why. And Gary was just here as a red herring.
Yeah.
A MacGuffin.
Getting rid of that guard.
Yeah, that's
Losing the
also
shooter.
an option. Yep.
Caro making sure that shooter. Well, there is no game there. It's fine. And oh, by the way, you have there is somebody out there that is crushing on you, John.
Your daughter, she wanted my
Oh, no.
French fries.
I
Gewoon
misread.
guard.
Judas crushing on your room.
Oh,
So you're saying your room is looking hot today.
but you don't know if Annemiek is saying she loves me or not. You know, it's not clear. And she was saying before she was talking to me.
Leiding second
So
and third. Hè? Ja.
your daughter was giving me like
Ja, oké.
puppy dog eyes,
Oké.
but she just wanted
Op
my
het einde,
treats.
op het einde
Oh,
moet je
yeah.
curlen.
So Jeroen's saying it needs to
Yep,
curl
curl.
in the end. So trying to avoid that,
Blijven
that
gaan,
stone
blijven
where
gaan,
you
blijven
first
gaan.
pick up a curl and then go
Blijven gaan.
straight.
Blijven gaan.
Nope.
Doe het dan voor lengte nog.
Leaves that one a bit out.
Zo, dat is zo moeilijk. Gewoon op de neus.
Yep. Trying to get this one again.
Maar ja,
Now, a
ja.
super hard peel on the outside could get both of those yellows to move without hitting the red, but that would be very risky because you're talking. You have to risk flashing it. and
Yeah.
you don't really want that. I think
That's
just
Rob Richards kind of stone there.
yeah.
It's something we've seen him throw a lot. It's kind of super hard weights and then also get to the results. So you have some players who can throw hard but then throw all over the place.
Yeah, you also run the risk if you're just a little bit too thick, then you run it back on yours and you're doubling out both reds and suddenly the yellows are in charge.
But then again, looking at the scoreboards, like how long can you opt for safe options? Sometimes you have to,
Wat er gebeurt.
Well, they are going for that takeout again.
yeah.
They are going to at least try to get rid of one of these, and that is the most dangerous one. Just needs to catch a little bit of the inside of the nose. That is perfect. And that's going to set that up. That's going to be nice. It's very nice.
Now, there is still a way to get yellow on the shot
Nee, dat hoeft
position
niet.
because
Kijk,
red
hoe-
and yellow,
Ze
they're
krijgen ons
frozen.
nooit
So
van hun even weg.
as long as you
Dus ik zou
tap
niks
the
doen
red
aan de
one, it
hoeken.
will put yellow in
Ik zou
that shot
gewoon een guard
position.
liggen, denk ik.
That is
Zodra we
true.
spelen komen wij shotten liggen. Als ze open spelen, dekken wij dit af. De eerste manier dat ze ons wegkrijgen is een race doen en dan een dunne chip op onze gele. Maar als ze dat doen, heel goed gedaan. Normaal hebben wij daar ruimte om gewoon te knallen ook. Dus.
Yeah, that's the way to think about things sometimes. It's like you set them up for a hard one, and if they can make it,
ervoor liggen, dan in het shotter zal schieten.
tip your broom
Maar
to
ik
them
zou
and say good
genoeg
job.
opzij gaan.
There's- Take away the easy
Dat
shot.
we de draw afdekken vooral. Ja, gewoon 70 of maakt vrij. Ja, maar voelde niet zo snel aan. Oké, 60 dan.
I think Jeroen always sounds
Rustig
confident.
aan, rustig
to-
aan.
He could be scared. We just don't
En
know.
oké, je moet op het einde curlen.
This one seems quite wide. I don't know if that's going to curl over enough.
Laat maar. Het doet niks.
It's going to make it harder to draw into that button over there, though.
Yeah, indeed. You need
Zou
to.
ik hier moeten liggen, hè?
Normally, if you're aiming for the broom, there is a possibility.
En ik moet
I think
daar
it's-
langs,
I
hè?
mean, it's
Ik moet
still
daar
there.
langs,
Yeah.
hè?
The thing is, the way it's set up,
Ja.
you kind of have to. There is just one option.
Nee,
Just
want die komt hier tegen en dan ligt die shot. Ah,
Now this could be something. If they're able to, it's red, isn't it? Yeah. To draw in here, if they can even catch a little bit of that and move it not very far, it would take away this angle.
Mhm.
That's also, and then also take away the draw. So
Yeah, the only
ik
question
moet
is,
zo precies
can it
vandoor in
curl
plaats.
enough and have a little bit of weight to do that?
I think so.
Ik weet soms niet.
I think so. I think that stone from Jeroen is far enough outside that there's still the possibility it can curl, because it doesn't have to move it very far, because all they want to do is just
Take away
move
the
the
angle.
take away that angle. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's just half a stone in the other direction, they.
See where this will cross. See, this is going to cross right on that IL combination in the king slice. So that's going to go
Cross the
over.
guard right
Is
now.
it going to get over the guard?
Ooh, it's
I th-
catching the guards. No line call there.
Yeah,
Ja,
they needed a
dit
sweep
had
on
dus
that.
niet mogen gebeuren. Dit had niet mogen gebeuren. Ja,
Daniel saying this should have never happened. But we all watched. It did.
It did. Yeah, that's yeah. They needed a line call. They needed the sweep.
Yeah.
And I think a sweep does enough, because they don't care
Yeah,
about the shooter
yeah.
if it rolls away. They just needed to move
What a
that
guard.
yellow, and I think that would have been
Waarom?
if they sweep it
Zouden
around
zij
the guard. I
misschien,
think they get
quadruple
there.
kunnen maken of zo. Laat ze er maar eentje pakken, hè? We staan 6-0 voor. Ja.
And I think it's been just a game of centimeters tonight for Danielle and Stefan. Just some of them just not quite getting where they need it to be.
Voelt heel breed aan. Hij komt 3.
So this is going to be wide. Is that going to tap that? I think it is. It's going to be light as well. Oh, but it takes it away.
Yeah,
lucky
Gets
for
it
that.
back, so-
It was very wide, but thanks to the tap, it still ends up in the position where they wanted it to be.
ah ja, dus jij dat ik
Oh.
zeg, je kunt niks meer doen.
That works.
Now, can they do anything to get rid of that yellow one? I don't think so. And they don't want to risk tapping.
We zijn ze reuzen aan het maken over een steen die ik weet niet hoe verder naar buiten gegooid is.
It's very hard for SD
Veilige
Rox
shot. Dan hebben we
to
een
get
eentje.
2 points here. One is maybe not enough, but on the other hand,
It's
if you
what they can do.
yeah,
there's a crazy shot if they come up on this yellow and have it click on the outside and have it run in. But that is just so hard to do.
Ja, je kunt hem alleen maar fout doen, denk ik.
Did Stefan see it? Is
I
that
think,
what he thinks?
I think that's what Stefan said. Like, there's a crazy option out there, but then Daniel said, well, probably only can screw up things.
Yeah, so he's just gonna throw this one out to the side. Now be careful.
Oh no!
Don't accidentally hit that yellow
That's
one.
fine.
It's fine, but that was like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought he would have thrown it much further
Yeah.
outside. So SD Rox is on the board. But that means they're going to have to steal their way in. And that is not going to be an easy task against Bilenky.
Gespeeld, sorry. Goed gespeeld.
Oh,
handshake.
handshakes. Oh, didn't expect that.
No.
But at the same time, you're down by 5. You need to steal in
Yeah.
against one of the top teams in the league. That's always going to be a difficult proposition.
Definitely. And yeah, I was hoping to see another end, but I can imagine it was getting harder and harder each end to get results.
Yeah, I think it was just tough for SD Rox, just a little bit off. Yeah, nobody's getting karma points tonight. Boo these people. All right. We're going to come back here. Yeah, so, Bilenky doing what they needed to do, just kind of take control of the match early on, force SD Rox into some difficult shots, and, well, they just missed a few. And I think the match was tighter than the scoreboard, but when you're constantly chasing and you're just coming, not getting it quite done, it's tough it's a tough loss to take.
Yeah, and also I think it's just a plain and fair win for Bilenky. They were the better team tonight on the ice. That showed, and I think after the third end, it felt like SD Rox was trying to survive, make sure it was not getting too big of a score lead. But yeah, I think it makes sense that they would shake hands if you're down by this much, and there is no kind of clear hope or
Yeah.
way to kind of come back. Sometimes as a player, I'm just off a little bit and it's not my game and it's not going to work. If you feel like, okay, we can do better, we were unlucky, but we were going to have that one big end that's going to put us back into the game, you want to play for it. But if you feel it's not in there, it's not going to happen, then it's better to just close off.
Yeah. And if it had happened, maybe if they'd gotten on the board in the 5th end, 3 ends left might be something. If it's a different story, but 2 ends is a bit tougher. So few stones to score with. So,
All right.
On the bright side, we won our prediction.
Yeah.
86% of the viewers who voted in the poll were correct, picked Bilenky. I'm actually curious now what the non-Bilenky chooser was. We're gonna look.
Do you want to expose that?
I want to see. Not who it was, but it's somebody picked SD Rox to win. Somebody did, because somebody could have played for the draw.
Mhm.
So the next matches, Nacho will be next weekend.
Next weekend, yeah.
They will be on Curdia 2. We'll put some stuff on our socials. Pim is going to be away playing in a tournament in
Denmark. Yeah.
So it will be me and Bram, I think. No, Bram's not till the week after, so it'll just be me solo. It'll be fun. But we've got a lot of 4-man matches coming up next weekend. We're finally going to get to see Glasshook Rangers in action. They have yet to play an A division match this season, so they're coming back in back-to-back weeks to play all of their matches at once without Sven Goldeman, their skip from last season. So it'll be interesting to see, but we know nothing about it, about
we'll
this new
see.
team. We'll
I'm
see.
curious.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
They have to play all of their matches, and then the weekend after we still stream. Then we have kind of a super weekend that's in 2 weeks, and this is where it's super money time. We will cast games from League A, League B, I guess, and we will kind of announce how the standings conclude, because the Belgian curling league is coming to its final stages, and for some teams it will be important to survive the upcoming 2 weekends. Thinking of Brewers Ducks that are looking, they're sitting in the bottom of League A, but they want to still survive. Looking at Glasgow Rangers, they want to kind of show their worth, stay in the A division. A lot of teams in the A division still have to play for it. Takeout Tigers sitting second, but Housekeepers play a lot of games, so they will drop down. Will they drop down to relegation spot, or can they survive? That's the question.
That's our big ask, for us and the Tigers, is to kind of stay up. It's our first. We're back in the A division after winning B last season, so we want to stay.
Yeah.
We don't want to do this yo-yo stuff. So
in League B, it's also wide open. Steenhoed started strong, but then had 2 losses, and a lot of teams can still go up. So I think the promotion in League B is still an interesting story to follow. We have Team Rees, Dunschropkes, Kek Köln, Steenhoed. A lot of teams fighting for that promotion spot. Even the Luxembourg 1, the men's team of Luxembourg. Yep. They haven't played yet. They're coming down here. They are going to show their best performances, and maybe they can come back to League A. They were in League A, I think, 2 seasons ago, so they might want to have that ambition again. Yep. We have the Blue Huskies. They are training right now for the Euros. They are playing league matches as well as part of the preparation for the Euros, but also part of that kind of a spot in League B. They started in League B and they want to stay there. I think Curling Stones is out there. So a lot of stories to cover. We will try to cover as much of it as possible, but the best way to stay on top of Belgium curling is basically to watch Curdia TV.
Yeah, follow our socials. We'll have the schedule posted tomorrow. I'll have all of the graphics posted. We'll get it out on our social media. We'll put it up as a story on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, here on YouTube as well. We'll have it out there, so if you follow us on any of those places, you'll find it. I think TikTok will probably be the only place we don't post it because there's no dancing in it. Yep. But it will get out there, and so we'll have our full slate. Plus, make sure you follow us on Curdia too as well if you want to watch these matches, because if I'm flying solo, there's going to be mistakes. Hey, there's mistakes even when we're together, so there's going to be some more mistakes. But it'll be all good fun. I'm going to be handling everything and trying not to cry in between matches. Yeah. So with that, Nacho Tour, thank you very much again for joining, becoming a supporter of the channel. Everybody else, thank you for watching. We really does mean a lot to us. Everybody who just turns us on and leaves us in the background, lets us babble and talk about curling. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was exciting for you as it was for us. Until
next week, basically, yeah.
Yep.
April is curling time.
Yep.
And until next week, I think we say goodbye now.
Goodbye.